All right. Well, thanks for joining. Today is almost the 2nd of April, and we're trying to make these videos shorter so that they can get out to more people. We're going to talk a little bit about what you call the first 4 seals. Now, a lot of people call that the apocalypse and that sort of thing, but it's the white, the red, the black, and the pale horses. The white, with the bow going forth to conquering and to conquer. So there's an ongoing flow to it and a finality to it with the conquer. And if you look up the etymology on the word bow, it means toxon in the original Greek, which further translates to poison-tipped arrows. So they had, the powers that be, had wanted to get a much, because this is all about population reduction, culling of the herd. They wanted to get a much higher kill ratio, but they didn't get it. So it went from the first seal to the second seal, which is the rider, the red, with the rider with the sword, taking peace from the earth. Well, that's been ongoing. We're really in the thick of it right now with what's going on in the Mideast, with the Straits of Hormuz and all that. So that is just a key indicator of what's going on there. The next one is the pair of balances, the black horse. The pair of balances, a measure of wheat for a penny, 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil or the wine. That is indicative of the commerce that's going on. And there's a lot of deep metaphoric imagery with the oil and the wine. Personally, I think it has to do with the oil of the Holy Spirit, the joy of the Holy Spirit, and or the wine, which is where you feel good about imbibing into the Holy Spirit, where it's a good thing. So then that goes directly into the 4th seal, which is the pale horse, the rider of the 4th seal, the pale horse, with death, capital D, on riding the horse, and hell following, capital H. So these are not good portents for the world. These things are going on right now. Now, where this interfaces a lot, and we're really going to get into this in the future, is, and then you have the 5th seal, which is the souls under the altar crying out, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them who dwell upon the earth? And they were given white robes and told to wait a little while longer until their fellow servants should be killed as they. Okay? Then that goes into the 6th seal. The 6th seal is highly indicative of a nuclear exchange, where the earth scrolls together, and very bad things. Okay? We're almost to that point. Don't want to strike fear into anybody. Be prepared. Be prepared with the word. Be prepared in your soul, which is the most important commodity that you have while residing here on this thing we call earth. Then it goes into the 7th seal, which is silence in heaven for the space of half an hour. But what we're going to go into here in the next few days or so is we're going to go into the interface, and this all plays out. Chapter 11, 12, and 13 in Revelation have to do with the increment of either 1,260 days times dividing of a time and or 42 months, which is indicative of 3.5 years. So did the official kickoff begin in chapter 13 with the 42 months? It could have. That would happen, 20 February? Because it's been a little over 4 weeks that this thing has been going on in the Mideast. But anyway, the 6th seal, leave you with this thought, the 6th seal and the 7th vial, they all have one commonality. You've heard me talk about this many times. They all have one commonality. They all end in the wrath of God. So that is the touchstone, the key, if you will, with viewing this orchestration. Because there's a lot of imagery, a lot of metaphoric and symbolic imagery that goes on with the trumpets. So we need to pay particular attention to that. And that's what we're going to go into. And then when that picks up more steam, then it's going to go into the final onslaught of the 7 vials. They want population reduction. This is their main primary goal. They don't care how they get it. They just want it. So these are some of the factors that we're delving into, and it seems like we're rushing headlong into them right now, where time has been exponentially expedited, if you will. That's where we're at. If you're remnant, please stay remnant. Get this word out there. Help get it out there. This is your site too. And I'm going to leave that nomenclature of that URL, that website domain on the screen so that you can go to the website, check it out, pass it around, talk to people, get them informed. Please tell them to stock up. Tell them to peruse the website. It's got a lot of information on there that we're keeping very concurrent with the modern day events going on right now. So please do something and be proactive, and don't take this lightly. Don't be scared by it to the point where you can't function, but take it where it needs to be responsibly prepared for. The most important is your soul. Get yourself in a position to be supernaturally chosen, blessed, and favored, just like Jesus Christ took that physicality of the old house construct of Israel, and it was migrated over at the cross. It was passed over, having been born again into the spiritual Israel construct. And you can call that a house as well, because Jesus Christ rebuilt that temple, and he raised it up in 3 days, just like he said he would. He did it. It's a new construct. The Christians, you need to get yourself in a position to accept that, to accept the fact that you're the reconstituted spiritual Jew. Accept it. And get this message out there to others, please. We would be highly gratefully thankful, and do your job. Help row the boat. We don't ask for money. We just ask for participation, albeit the fact that our voices have largely been cut off. But that's okay. We have a lot of detractors. I personally have a lot of detractors. Don't care. Absolutely don't care. It goes with the territory. Because when you step on the right toes, I won't say the wrong toes, I'll say that when you step on the right toes that don't have their theology down where it needs to be, because those who worship God must do so in spirit and in truth. And if they don't have the proper truth or the proper doctrine, this is where somebody's got to inform them of what's really going on. But the chances are it's not going to be, you're not going to hear from the pulpit over at the 501c3 churches. Okay? They have their agenda. You have yours as a remnant Christian. Go out there and take it seriously. I love you guys. We'll talk soon.